Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to taste test several tomatoes, and I grew quite a few varieties this year. Some are not even going to make it to the tasting phase because they just died. It's been a rough tomato year. Really, really, really. It's been a rough tomato year. But we do have a lot to try. So this will probably be multiple videos. You'll see the same intro in each one. And I'll put on the screen what we're going to taste in each video. See, my tomatoes are struggling, but I have a ton inside. We've been harvesting for about 2 to 3 weeks straight now. The plants are getting really tired and spent. I had to relocate. There was a big old black wasp or horsefly coming after me, and it may actually still be coming after me. Yeah, so let's get to tasting those tomatoes. We're going to start with Apricot Zebra, and this plant has the perfect name because the fruits do look like an apricot. Even the inside looks like a little bit of the flesh of an apricot. Super sweet. I'm calling this a dessert tomato. It has a phenomenal flavor. It's beautiful. It has been prone to cracking, and it's a little bit lower on production scale. Despite the rainy summer and the cracking issues, this was not mealy at all, and I will definitely be growing this tomato again. Moving along to Foxfire Pink, I grew this as a substitute for Artisan Blush, which seemed to have a lot of cracking in my garden. This did crack a little, but we had a lot of rain, but less so than Artisan Blush. This plant produced gorgeous fruits. I really love the look of the fruit. They actually have a purple top with a beautiful pink-red body. Very smooth, mellow texture and taste. Maybe a little bit more on the watery side of flavor, but still very good. Perfect in salads. Probably a keeper for me, unless there's something better out there. Before we talk about Jamestown, I want to show you the plant outdoors at the time of editing, which is around September 3rd. I was super shocked that this determinate plant, it's supposed to be determinate, has continually put out flower buds and fruits. You can see there are still so many, and I have been harvesting from this plant for at least 6+ weeks, maybe longer. So I have to give it credit for that. I wanted to see if it was better than Ace 55. I still love Ace 55. The fruit on this plant are still very good. Has that traditional tomato taste. Perfect size for slicing up for sandwiches, hamburgers. Beautiful red color. It's got that tomato tang. Didn't have any issues with mushiness or mealiness. I still wonder if Ace 55 is slightly better. However, we got to consider the hard summer we had here and growing conditions, tons of rain, high heat. This plant has been a trooper, putting out those flowers, putting out the fruits. So maybe it has a place in my garden as well as Ace 55. Here we go. I'm going to slice up one of these tomatoes for you guys. And remember, I said ideally this is like awesome for sandwiches, burgers. Makes a perfect, nice, thin or thick slice. It is juicy. Let's see. Look at that. It does have a lot of seeds, so keep that in mind. It's just dripping off there. Very impressed. Even with all of the rain, this tomato plant produced awesome fruits. And last but not least is Opalka, and it is a Polish heirloom. And I really wanted to love this fruit because it has an incredible taste. But I had lots of issue with rotting on the vine, getting soft on the vine, and it was hard to even pick a fruit early and not have it get some bad spots on it. One good thing about this plant, this tomato fruit, is that very minimal seeds, incredibly concentrated tomato taste. It really does taste like pizza sauce. But you can see here, it's just so soft. And even when I had an almost perfect fruit, it wasn't like it was mushy. It was just soft. It was a soft fruit that was prone to going bad super quickly if it wasn't already bad prior to picking. It wasn't very juicy either. However, I do want to try this again because of that incredibly concentrated pizza sauce flavor. So I did have a fruit recently that was half bad on one end, half good on the other. I thought, why don't we go ahead and save the seeds? And I thought I would take you through my process of saving seeds. I only save from heirloom or open pollinated tomato plants, and I do not isolate the blossom. So there is a chance that my seeds could have some cross-pollination issues. Honestly, this is how I normally do it for years, and my fruits are usually true. Haven't had much of an issue, although you may want to isolate the blossom yourself if you plan to have a true identical seed to the parent. So I just gather up as many seeds as I can find, which for this variety is very few. I had to go through the whole tomato to find about maybe 15, 20 seeds max. Put them in a jar with a lid that has some water in it. And every couple days, every day for a few days, 3 or 4 days, we're going to shake that several times a day. You can see the rot, the mold inside of that back half of the tomato that was just rotten on the vine. So every day, come through the kitchen several times. I'm shaking this jar. After 3 or 4 days, 5 days or so, I put it through a strainer and I rinse off, try to get any gel off that we can. And I'm going to mush some of that flush through. Make sure we got all of our seeds nice and clean. And then after they're clean, we're going to put them on to something that the seeds won't stick to. Paper towels don't work very well. So I like these kind of like birthday plates. They've got a coating on them. The seeds don't stick. I just stick this somewhere out of the way so that it can air dry over 2 or 3, 4 or 5 days. And then after the seeds are completely dry, I'm going to label an envelope. You can see I put on there that there's a possible cross-pollination issue. And the seeds are nice and dry, so they're ready to be packaged. And they should last for many years. A cool, dry location. I'm just going to tape the back of my little envelope there. And hopefully the seeds don't fall out, because sometimes there's a little gap on those seed envelopes. I did buy those off of Amazon. And that's it. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of these 4 tomatoes that I grew in 2025. I do have other videos from 2025 if you want to check them out. Hope that you're doing great, and I will talk to you soon.